And welcome to a new episode of The Simpsons Did It. I'm your host, Steven Skolansky.
And I'm your co-host, the Plow King. Oh no, I'm Robert Skolansky.
Oh, way to spill the lead. Way to bury the lead on that one.
Well, I work in news. That's what we do, right?
Right. I was actually gonna say we were gonna have a snow day today, but then the Plow King screwed us over and plowed our driveway at our school, and then we got our ass kicked because
well, that wasn't the Plow King.
No, that
was somebody else.
That was somebody else. That's somebody.
We'll get to that somebody else.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that somebody else who ruined our perfectly good snow day here at.
Now, do you remember a day as a kid where snow days were ruined by a plow? I don't really necessarily remember that.
No, I think it's because we woke up so early, and because they usually announced it at like 6:37. Because I know we always sat around the radio. Yes, kids.
Well, we did that.
Yes, kids. We had to wait around a radio for them to announce when to the school closures.
Well, the nice thing was our mom was also a teacher, so usually we could hear the phone ring at like 5 o'clock. Because, teachers were notified earlier.
Yeah.
Now, granted, she taught in a different district, but usually if that district was closed, our district was closed. So, I usually knew about the snow day before we even had to listen to the radio. Yep. Not to say that we didn't do that, but...
Yeah, and we didn't even have, back when we were growing up, kids... I like it, kids. we didn't even have the 2-hour delay. You know what I mean?
No,
we were... if school was closed... School was closed.
I feel like in high school, I got that once or twice.
So you were on the tail end. You must have been on the tail end then.
Yeah.
Because I never got the 2-hour delay.
Now we did. Now, even back in elementary school, they did the 2-hour delay, but not for weather related stuff. I think it was for hours being in school related stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember I missed the beginning of school one day because of that crap.
Yep.
And I had to have a friend's parent drive us to school because we missed the bus.
Yep. All right.
Stupid.
So before we actually jump into the episode,
Yep.
So we always tell you guys to go to Apple Podcasts or, rate and review us and give us, tell us how we're doing. And we got someone this time on Apple Podcasts, gave us a review. It was an unfortunate 1-star, but I would like to reach out to Shrimp Cracker. That's his Apple handle. So, Mr. Shrimp Cracker, if you are still listening to us, I would like to go over your review because some of it, just felt kind of odd, and I kind of wanted to know where you're coming from. And you could reach back out to us through email or through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Either way, just like to hear from you. So that you stated that this might be a good podcast if they did a little bit more research about the episodes. And to be fair, I mean, we're using notes from our Simpsons book, Wikipedia, a lot of different things. I mean, yes, I think, yeah. I don't know if you necessarily mean research saying, oh, we didn't know where this reference came from or something like that. And yeah, we're a little bit guilty on it. But one thing I do like to mention is we do try to keep our episodes to about an hour and a half for our listeners. So they're not hearing us blabber on for, days on end.
Yep.
And there is always a lot to talk about on Simpsons. So we will do our best to do a little bit more research and dig deeper to keep it within a healthy time frame. So thank you for that. We do appreciate that. You also would like us to bring back Feedback Fridays, which I am all for. I've been slacking a little bit on the social media side, but for you, if you're listening, I will bring back Feedback Fridays. And for all our listeners, if you guys have any feedback, feel free to, bring that up. I would love it. I would love to do that. And we can do corrections again on our episodes if stuff comes through Feedback Friday, and we can talk about it on air. So I like that. One thing that I don't necessarily I kind of disagree with, you're like, it's a little cringy listening to these guys repeat script lines word for word, and you put in parentheses badly from memory. Unfortunately, this is not true. We actually have notes that we take for each episode, and we have written them down verbatim for these quotes. So I wouldn't necessarily say badly unless you're saying how we speak them. We're not, unfortunately, professional voice actors. So
Yeah.
if you're saying badly on a standpoint of we don't know how to talk like Marge and Homer and Dr. Nick and stuff like that, I apologize. I wish I was a professional voice actor and could do it better. But I think our delivery, or not necessarily the delivery, the words we speak are accurate. So
Yeah.
if it's the other way, I do apologize for that. And then you have stated that we give rotten scores and bad criticisms for episodes that are unquestionably some of the best of the series. And you said that was infuriating. So everyone can have their own opinions.
Yep.
I don't want to, say that one episode is not rated, in my opinion, versus my brother's versus everyone else. Now, I know everyone says that these early seasons are the golden age and they're all amazing, and we have some tiffs with episodes here and there, but we are allowed to have our own opinions, as you are allowed to have your own opinions. And hopefully you are not one of the people out there who completely bash and demolish seasons 15 through 32, because I have seen all of those seasons, and I think some of those episodes are fantastic and will be rated highly, even if you do not feel like seasons 15 through 32 are horrible, crappy episodes. So hopefully if you are listening to us and you do listen to us through our entire run, and you disagree with some of our ratings on future episodes, hopefully you do not take offense to that. Like I said, reach out.
We just kind of.
I mean, reach out. I mean, you gave us
I was going to say, we just try to keep it light.
Yep. I mean, you did rate us a 1-star, which, once again, that's your opinion. Do I think that is unquestionably unfair for us? Absolutely, because I think us and our listeners keep listening because they love what we talk about. So I just wanted to go over that with you and our listeners, and feel free to reach out in the future. So let's move on, and we will start our episode. Season 4, episode 9, Mr. Plow.
What's that name?
That's that name again, is Mr. Plow. The air date, November 19th, 1992. So we're almost to 93, folks. We're getting there. We're almost there.
And we're almost halfway done with the season 4.
Holy crap, man. This seems to be flowing so smoothly. This is awesome. I like it.
Yes.
Or not. I mean, I like dwelling on the past of The Simpsons, so maybe it's not as good that it feels like we're flowing right along, but these are also some amazing Simpson episodes we're getting to, so it's going to feel like we're trucking along, getting through all these amazing, amazing episodes. Yeah. So the chalkboard gag this week: a burp is not an answer, unless the question is, what sound do you make when your stomach is super full of air and the only way to release it is a noise that goes through your mouth? Then a burp is an answer.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, what's this episode about?
Right. This episode is about Homer and Barney becoming competitors in the snowplowing business.
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh.
There's some
have you ever had a business with a friend that you were competitors? Not really.
No, not really. I mean, I guess our other Simpsons podcasts could be competitors, but I don't think we're necessarily friends yet.
That's true. Yet. So, we want to be friends.
We do want to be friends with all our Simpsons podcast competitors. And then we're going to compete against you brutally and shoot out your tires, which I don't think your podcast has tires, but we'll try anyway. But yes, burp is not an answer is the chalkboard gag. I like my remark. I mean, maybe Bart was answering in the form of a sound, as
or maybe, Mrs. Krabappel asked a question and he didn't know, so he just burped.
Yeah, which is really funny. I think that's awesome. Mrs. Krabappel, come on. Let Bart slide on a few of these. Come on. All right, so the couch gag. All living all the living room furniture is gone, but there's a tiny wooden chair in its place. So did the guys come back and steal all the furniture again? But they felt bad this time, and so they decided to leave a chair for everyone to sit on.
I mean, that seems uncomfortable and devious. So yeah, I'll take,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. So our episode starts on a television show called Carnival of the Stars, which is a parody of Circus of the Stars, which was a show on CBS where celebrities perform circus-like acts.
Did you get a year on that? I mean, I feel like it might be an older show because, Simpsons, older reference.
Yeah, but, I'm assuming it was the mid-90s.
Well, this is early 90s, so it wouldn't have existed.
Oh, late,
yet.
I mean mid-80s. Why did I say mid-90s?
I don't know. But we got Troy McClure live from Hawaii's beautiful Molokai Island. We're not just for lepers anymore. It's Carnival of the Stars. I'm your host, Troy McClure. You may remember me from such films as The Erotic Adventures of Hercules and Dial M for Murderousness. Tonight, we'll see Angela Lansbury walk on hot coals. Excitement, she wrote.
So, Circus of the Stars started in 1984.
All right, so you're kind of right, mid-80s.
Mid-80s.
Mid-80s, yeah, okay. So, not as late of a poll. I've never heard of it. Must have been canceled before our time.
Well, no, the final episode they did was 1994. I'm sorry, the original release was 1977.
Oh, wow.
So they did 19 episodes between 77 and 94. So it was like one of those special episodes that like
they once
did.
a summer type of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and as in the quote, Hawaii's Molokai Island, it is a real Hawaiian island. It is the 5th largest island. And when Troy McClure says it's not for lepers anymore, it actually used to be a leper colony.
Oh, wow. Send all the lepers to Hawaii? It's a good vacation, right? I mean, you have leprosy, but it's a good vacation.
So I really like this the setup here with Troy McClure. They really put in the work.
They did.
The Simpsons writers.
Yep.
I really like it. And then The Erotic Adventures of Hercules was a video that Homer watched in the episode Selma's Choice.
Yep. That was really good. That was a good pull.
Yeah, it was also a good pull. And then obviously Angela Lansbury was the actress in Murder, She Wrote, because Troy McClure says excitement, she wrote.
Yep.
So God, really, really grade A stuff to start this episode. I really like it.
Yep.
And we find out that Homer is at Moe's watching Carnival of the Stars, and he goes, "I can't believe somebody would walk on hot coals." And he's like, because it would hurt and it probably isn't fun. And Homer's like, sees Moe trying to throw the egg brine jar away where he has his pickled eggs. Like, Moe, don't throw that away, and he drinks it. Oh, it's so gross. Why?
I don't know.
I mean, I get why they did it because of the whole irony thing of watching Angela Lansbury step on coals. Yeah. By the way, walking on hot coals is not as dangerous as it sounds.
Nope. You have to move at a certain speed and pace.
Yes.
And it's mind over matter, really. I mean, it's basically by the time, if you keep up a certain pace, the receptors in your foot don't recognize pain fast enough to reach your brain saying that you're hot. So it's basically mind over matter. That's kind of
it's like walking on broken glass. You can do it as long as you walk in a certain way and, as Steve said, walk in a certain quickness.
Yep.
So then we cut back to Carnival of the Stars where they're talking to Krusty, and he says he's got a movie coming out and he's going to have Jimmy Smits play him. And for those who don't know who Jimmy Smits is, I didn't realize who he was.
You didn't know Jimmy? Oh, you just...
I didn't know the actor's name.
Oh, right.
But I didn't once I saw who he was and what he played in. He is Miguel Prado in the TV series Dexter.
Yep.
And better known as Bail Organa in the Star Wars prequels trilogy and in Rogue One.
Yep. No, I love Jimmy Smits. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I don't know if they're going to get him to play Krusty the Clown, but I'd actually kind of want to see that movie now.
Yeah, right.
I want to see that movie. And so Krusty is on Carnival of the Stars as a lion tamer, but he's not really good at it, and the lions attack Krusty.
Yep.
I don't know how he made it out alive, but he did.
They capped the lion's teeth with,
Although that does remind me, there is a video going around a couple months back. There is a woman at a petting zoo, or like a zoo-like structure, and she was an alligator handler, and she got her hand caught by the alligator, and the alligator like wrestled her, and she was saved by a parent.
Yeah.
Crazy video. So, and then we cut back after Krusty gets mauled by the lions. We cut back to the Simpsons household where Bart and Lisa are watching, and he's like, "Oh, let's change the channel. They're going to be chewing on Krusty for a while.
Be chewing on him for a while."
Wait, no regard for his hero, really?
Nope.
Man.
Well, it's kind of like when sometimes I watch football or baseball or any sporting event, and I'm like, oh, they're losing. I'll just watch something else for now. I'll change back. They'll probably still be losing.
Yeah. So Bart changes to the Spanish Changel, and we get Bumblebee Man, who's getting chased around his tiny house by a police officer.
Yep.
With a swatter.
Big ass swatter.
Yes. Well, he's a big ass bumblebee.
Yes.
Dios mío, el policía.
Yeah.
Or la policía. I used to take Spanish. I should know that. So, Marge is at home, and she calls Moe's bar, and she asks for Homer, and she tells Homer to come home because it's snowing real bad. Now, was it not snowing when Homer got there?
It must not have been. It must be one of those. Homer, I doubt, checks the weather, but it might have been one of those things where you go out and do something and you're in a dank bar. There's not a lot of windows, or the windows are crusted over, so you really can't see outside. Or how like sometimes it's more rain. I guess maybe in the snow because we're in the Midwest, but you go to like a movie, you go to a movie, 2-hour movie, and it's perfectly fine out. And then you leave the movie theater and it's snowing or raining. You're like, where did all that come from?
Or you go in the theater while it's raining, come out, it's sunny as heck.
Yep. Or that. And you know what? It's Snow Picnic.
Let's continue on.
It's Snow Picnic that Homer is dealing with all this snow. So God. Homer makes it home. He's driving home. I love the windshield. It's almost like the Marge thing when she had to wipe the window. Kind of remember a few episodes, Homer the Heretic, where she's driving through the snow and it just covers up. I've been in those snowstorms. They're horrendous. Homer pulls into the garage and rear ends a car, and he gets out. He's like, at least I got him as good as he got me. And he realizes it's Marge's car.
Yeah.
Which is...
Well, I love the fact, too, that he got out of the car and the airbag deploys and he's like,
"Don't!" And then, I don't know if you noticed this, but when Homer hit Marge's car and he, went forward, his head dents his steering wheel when he crashes.
I missed that. That would make sense.
No, I've seen a few, head-end collision car wrecks. I guess the airbag would deploy, so I guess that would kind of save your steering wheel. But I don't think it's possible because it's hard plastic. I don't know if you could really dent a steering wheel with your head and, one, not have a concussion, and two, actually bend it in. So I didn't catch this. You caught this. That the towing car company was from the Repo Depot.
Yes, it was.
I don't know if this is the first. Was the Repo Depot in when all of remember when Bart was born and they repoed all the stuff that Homer bought when he got his new job? Was that? I don't know if we saw that in that episode.
I don't remember if that was the Repo Depot.
But I know the Repo Depot appears again when the Simpsons get not Lassie. What was the dog's name? Laddie. And the Repo Depot comes and collects all that stuff. But that's the car towing company that comes and hauls away Homer's car. And I love how we see that Homer's car is halfway up Marge's ass's car.
So how is that like? I'm no physicist, but I can't believe Homer would be going faster than 20 miles an hour in a snowstorm. And Marge drives a station wagon.
Yeah, when you're pulling into a driveway completely full of snow that hasn't been plowed? Yeah, you're not. Dude, I've tried getting up my driveway with like 3-4 inches of snow. my car usually stops halfway up the thing because I have no traction anymore.
Now, here's the thing. Their driveway is like flat.
Yeah.
And, okay, even if there's 3 to 4 inches, but he's going to go really slow.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, it's Homer. He's dumb, so maybe he's doing like 10 miles an hour into the driveway. But there is no physical way that his tiny little 4-door sedan car is going to smash up half of Marge's station wagon.
Yep.
I know they did it for the imagery, because it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. It's funny. But realistically, that's probably not going to happen. No. Now, a semi, yeah, that'll do that.
Yep.
But,
and so after that, we get the total disaster insurance, which is the same insurance company when Homer's house got on fire during Homer the Heretic. Yep. And the man from the insurance company needs to know what kind of establishment Moe's is. And so he's careful not to suggest he was, drinking. And yep. Homer, tells him, it's a pornography store. I was buying pornography. Which, hey, that's really, aside from a strip club, that's about the closest thing that's open overnight, in most cities. And like how Homer's where he's like, I never would have thought of that.
So how did Homer think of that? If his brain didn't think of it.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I did read somewhere that I think it was the UK, they actually cut the line where he said he goes to a pornography store.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things have to get edited for certain countries because, But, so Homer has to hitchhike to, was that work or was that to actually get a new car?
I think it was to get a new car.
Yep, okay. So he hitchhikers on a farmer's thing, and he has to sit in the back because he can't trust his pig Zeke with the watermelons. Can't trust a pig with watermelons. And we cut back to Homer literally gouging on watermelons. Which, just to let you guys know, because I know kids these days like to see things on TV and then do it because they're crazy. Don't eat a watermelon, what's that, shell or...
The rind?
The rind. Don't eat that. It'll make you really sick, and it's really hard to chew through, so I don't know if Homer's big-ass teeth, I guess, could chew through watermelon brine. Yeah. But I know pigs can't. And maybe that was more the joke, because pigs their jaws are super strong, and they can chew through.
They can eat human bones.
Exactly. So pigs, yes, could eat through rind, but humans cannot, so do not attempt this at home.
Was that the same Zeke in the Lurleen episode? Because wasn't there a pig? Was that the name of the pig?
Yeah, I think that was another flashback, I guess.
So is that the same pig?
I think so.
Is it a different pig?
No, I think it's the same pig.
Okay.
And so Homer.
That's a famous pig.
It is. So Homer winds up at Crazy Black Clav's place of automobiles, because. Homer needs a cheap car. He has no money. He has no money. He's got to get a cheap car. And so he gets the car from a country that no longer exists. It runs on kerosene.
Well, he didn't buy the car. He was test driving
it. Yep. But yeah, it's from a country that no longer exists. It runs on kerosene. And he needs to put it in H.
What does the H stand for?
Well, it's in Russian. No, it's in Russian. So it's like a Russian letter.
Oh, H.
And he's trying to put, he's got to push it to get it started because it was a manual and Homer's all crammed up. It's like a smart car, like a nowadays smart car. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Homer.
And that's another new meme. Like we're seeing a lot of.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it much, but yeah, they're using that clip for memes now.
Okay.
But yeah, don't buy a car that runs on kerosene either. I don't know if.
Yeah.
I doubt they do, but I'm guessing in Russia cars used to run on kerosene. So they decide to go instead to a sort of legitimate place, Springfield Auto Show. We salute the American worker. Now 61% drug free. I guess I think that number might be going up now that weed is now legal in.
You mean down?
What do you mean?
When it go down?
Well, no,
the number go down
because more people
drug free.
Yeah, the American worker are drug free. Now they're not drug free because they're smoking weed all the time.
So wouldn't the number be less, not more?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was thinking the employees were not drug free, not the establishment. Right.
Oh.
Yeah. So yes, that's definitely going to go down now.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things we see there. There's a 1993 Aristocat.
Aristocrat?
Yeah, so
Aristocats is a movie.
Yes, which is funny because this movie was released in 1992. But then again, I think a lot of cars are always, so let's say this is November, the next year's model. So right now we're seeing commercials for 2022 cars.
Yes.
So that's they're seeing a 1993 Aristocrat car that runs on tap water.
So it's a boat?
It's a boat. It's a car that runs on water.
God, I heard that. I'm wondering if that's that 70s show, that's where they got the reference was The Simpsons, or if it's something they
were just high. They were just high. Yeah. Hyde was high. Because the government is hiding it, man.
Anyways, so there's a prize car that you can win. It looks like you just sign your name, and Homer goes up, and there's a nice model there to show off the car.
Because that's what you see at car shows. Yeah, I don't know if you see them now, but then in the 90s or early, you always saw hot chicks in front of cars.
And so Homer asked the girl, "Oh, do you come with this car?" "Oh, you." and then another guy comes up and signs and asks the same question. Goes, "Oh, you." Oh, God. So then we cut to because it's a car show. They have Bonnie and Clyde's death car there. And Bart is in the driver's seat pretending to be a gangster and shooting people down. And Homer's like, "Bart, that's Bonnie and Clyde's car. Show some respect." And he goes, "Fine." And he hits the dashboard and the glove compartment comes open and there's cash inside. Yep. And I think Bart took it.
Yeah, he took some of the wads.
That's great. I love that. That's awesome. I don't know why they put that in there, but it's fantastic.
No,
So then Lisa goes to a booth for the Fourth Reich Motors since 1946, and as we all know from our history, World War II ended in 1945, and Hitler's regime was the Third Reich.
Yep.
So that's the joke. I love it. I love history references. That's great. And so the guy is showing Lisa a video of a crash test, and there's crash test dummies, as you know there are. I do like the driver gets impaled by a pipe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
And so the car crashes, and all of a sudden a crash test dummy gets out of the car, and Lisa's like, "That doesn't look like a dummy." And the German guy's like, "This exhibit is closed."
Yep. Why would he be showing the video if he knew it was just gonna get most people might not have noticed. Lisa's pretty smart. She noticed.
Yeah. Well, this is Springfield, so I mean,
yeah,
people are dumb. So now we cut to the Krusty brand hot dog car, which obviously a reference to the Wienermobile, which is housed, I believe, in Wisconsin.
Yep. Yeah, there's a fleet of them. There's it's just outside of Madison, and you drive by and you can see an entire fleet of Wienermobiles.
Yeah. Fun fact: a Wienermobile crashed in our hometown into a house.
Wienermobile was here a few weeks ago. I didn't get to see it, unfortunately, but it was here a few weeks ago.
And so we see it as Homer's walking up to the 1960s Batmobile.
Oh yeah.
Where we see, may he rest in peace, Adam West, voiced by Adam West.
It's Batman.
Lisa goes, "That's not the real Batman."
Yeah.
He is the real Batman. I love this so much because I feel like this is a reference to our lives.
Yep.
Because Adam West is telling him, yes, he is Batman. And he's like, he shows him a picture of him and Robin, and Bart asks who Robin is. And he's like, "Oh, you've seen the 90s versions with Michelle Pfeiffer."
Yep.
And
awesome.
So I do like this. So as West is talking, we see the camera to begin to rotate. And this is a reference to Dutch angles on the 60s Batman show, which starred Adam West, where these angles were commonly used in scenes with the villains showing them as crooked.
Yeah. Did you ever use Dutch angles on the news? Just for fun?
No, I think I used Dutch angles a little bit in high school for fun, but never for the news. There's no reason to.
Yep. And, like you said, I mean, he's only familiar with the new movies. He's like, there's only one true Catwoman, Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, or Eartha Kitt.
And guess what? They all played Batwoman on the show.
Yep.
Yeah, I know there's been discussions among like the older generation who watched the 60s Batman arguing who the better Catwoman is. I find it funny. I personally
it's kind of like us discussing who the best Batman is. You know, between Michael Keaton, Christian Bale,
Michael Keaton.
No, come on, George Clooney, right? George Clooney's the best Batman.
Oh, because you like his bat nipples?
Yeah, his bat nipples. although I have to say, is how campy the Batman Forever is. Val Kilmer wasn't awful. Val Kilmer wasn't an awful Batman. No. Definitely not the best, but he wasn't awful.
But you know, Adam, I'm very sad that Adam West has passed away. Yep. Specifically because of the new Flash movie that's coming out. They're doing Flashpoint and multiverse and all that stuff.
That would have been great
to have an Adam West cameo as Batman. But we're getting Michael Keaton, so this is good.
Yep. And West, always says like, "Oh, you didn't need molded plastic to improve my physique," but he was a thin guy. Like, I mean,
he was pretty thin in his heyday.
He really was. And then Adam West starts doing the bat dance, and the kids like start backing away slowly, and Homer's like, "Just back away, kids, just back away." No, Adam West is awesome. And so we get the Plow. We get the Plow, and it's from Kamatsu Motors, which is the company that bought out Herb. So just another awesome throwback to this previous Simpson episode. Yeah. And Homer sees a snowplow and wonders what he could do with it. And he gets a dream sequence with him and Bush, and he's like,
no, it was Reagan.
Are you sure? It looked like Bush.
No, that was definitely Ronald Reagan.
Was it? Maybe.
I
mean, it kind of looked like Bush from the the Bush episode. Like, remember when Bush moves to town? It looked very similar.
But Bush wasn't. Well, I suppose it was the end of '92, so Clinton would have just been elected.
Exactly. So I think it's Bush. I think it sounded like Bush.
I thought it was Reagan.
No, if you guys know out there, if you guys have an idea, but I'm gonna go Bush. Either way, he was a president, and he had to get through, the protesters. And we see some signs that include "Stop this crazy thing," "Pay me not to work," "Forget the Alamo," "Disgruntled office seeker." We know what that means. "Stop everything now." "I dislike and destroy all trees," which environmental and stuff in the early 90s was huge. But he needs to sneak out for, valuable artwork, but he can't because of the protesters, so Homer plows through the protesters. And Homer, doesn't think he should buy the plow without talking to Marge first, and the salesman makes whipping noises like that, because Homer's whipped. Yeah. And so Homer buys the plow anyways. And so we get probably one of my, favorite quotes from Homer. "Hey, if you're going to get mad at me every time I do something stupid, then I guess I'll just have to stop doing stupid things." I should use this more.
You should use that more. See how that goes for you.
Yeah.
See
Shay, if you don't want me buying stupid pops all the time, then maybe I should stop doing stupid things.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
And then Homer immediately turns and runs his face right into the door.
Yeah. Oh my God. Didn't that hurt? No. Mr. Plow is born. Yep. We get a flyer with the number, which is Klondike 53226.
Or
KL 53226.
Yeah, do you know the history of Klondike?
I do not.
Okay, because it's just
you
weird.
know it?
No, I now I feel like I should look it up, but I'm like, I get why it's Klondike. KL starts the word Klondike, and I don't know if that was, or is that a military term?
That's what I was about to say. It might be a military term.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know why I would have looked it up, but So the wind blows all of Homer's flyers away that he put on the cars, and we see Barney out front of the store Lullabies, where the S is a $sign, so it's a high-end baby store.
Yep.
And Barney is dressed as a baby, also handing out flyers. He's like, "Oh, well, flyers aren't going to do anything, see?" And then he's like, 20% off at Lullabies. And nobody takes it because, Barney is a giant baby. And then I like how the, Barney's like, "I can't catch a break." he's like, things can't get any worse. And a gust of wind blows off his diaper, and you see that he's butt ass naked, and he runs off. He runs off of it. And so now we cut to church, and Reverend Lovejoy is like, Homer would like to read from.
Yeah, he's like, and now to read from Epistles of St. Paul, Homer Simpson. Dear Lord, in your infinite wisdom, you know the number to call when you need a plow is Klondike 53226. Homer, this is really low. Not as low as my low prices.
And the church has security?
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why, but yeah, church has security.
I mean, maybe to protect the Reverend.
Yeah, he's in hot water right now with the Vatican.
So then we cut back. After all that, the Simpsons are home, and Lisa pitches to Homer to buy cheap commercial time on channel 92, which I'm assuming is like an infomercial channel. And we get an ad for sea shanties from the sea captain.
Yep, and I got a few of his songs. I didn't write them all down, but I got a few. So some of the songs on Captain McAllister's album include "Blow the Man Down," which that might be a little dirty. "Row, row, row your boat," and "In the Navy," which I don't think is so. "Blow the Man Down," that's more of a, that's a standard old-timey sea shanty, so I don't think there's much copyright protection on that. Row, row, row your boat, public domain, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But "In the Navy," from, why can't I think of the name?
I don't know. I can't think of it either.
The guys that did YMCA, wow, I'm blanking. Who's the artist? Come on.
Oh, not Men with Hats.
Why can't I think of the band that did YMCA and "In the Navy" and all those songs?
Because we're old and we can't think.
Oh my God, that is going to destroy me. Okay, guys.
Village People.
Village People. There we go. That one is copyrighted, so I'm assuming Captain McAllister might get in trouble for that one.
Not unless it's a cover.
And he got permission.
No. Oh yeah, I suppose. Oh, I don't know how the laws are with cover songs.
Covers, I feel like you have to get permission because it's their lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah. So is that the last one?
That's the last one. Yeah.
Okay. So now we so they make the ad, and Homer keeps the family up to watch the ad they made, and Bart's like, "Dad, it's 3:17 in the morning. Who is watching TV this late?" And Homer says, "Alcoholics, the unemployable, and angry loners," which I like to joke. So working in news and Sunday night, especially with Sunday Night Football, we tend to go on a little bit later. I'm like, nobody's watching this late except for drunk people.
Yeah.
It's true. People or insomniacs, you could probably throw them up there.
Well, once again, kids, I don't know if you remember this, but way back in the day, before there was cable TV and a ton of channels, TVs actually turned off and went to the Snow Channel at 2 a.m.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So that I love this meta joke where the ad comes on, and I believe it's Homer goes, "It may be a lousy channel, but the Simpsons are on TV."
That's great.
Fantastic.
Is that their first poke at Fox? Is that?
No, I don't think they poked it at Fox because it was channel 92. I think it was more of just a meta joke that they were on TV.
He's saying it might be a lousy channel, but the Simpsons are on TV. They're saying that the lousy channel is Fox.
I don't think I think
they're poking fun at Fox. Because I know they do in the future. Because I know they do in the future.
The future, but I don't think they were doing it here.
No,
I know I've read a couple places where people are like, "Oh, Homer kind of broke the fourth wall." But if you're watching the scene, he's looking at the TV.
Yeah.
Not our TV, their TV.
I still think they're poking fun at Fox, calling it a lousy channel.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a lousy channel. Yeah. Anyways, so we get the ad, and Homer the Simpsons "Oh, we're plowed in," and "Oh no, Old Man Winter," which is played by Abe Simpson. And then they're like, Homer comes in, he's like, "Get out of here, Old Man Winter." And I love how Abe is like, okay, and he leaves, but then like Homer is like talking to the family in the foreground. You see Abe walking back.
I'm going in. I'm cold.
And then Homer asks, "Are you tired of getting your hands chopped off by snowblowers and the inevitable heart attack that follows?"
Well, call Klondike 5 3226 and you get a free t-shirt. And Homer holds up the free t-shirt and back and there's like Stockdale for Veep. That was awesome. And so John, what was it? He's
John Shoe Driveway.
Yeah, he's like, well, John Shoe Driveway has our number. Now we play the waiting game.
Greatest joke. I'm sorry. This is the greatest joke in all of Simpsons. I use this almost on a daily basis.
It's like, the waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos.
And fun fact, Hungry Hungry Hippos was introduced in 1978.
For people that like to eat balls. I mean, that want to press the hippo down so they can eat the balls.
Yes.
And so Homer, now Homer's finally getting business. People are calling him. And so he clears the snow in front of the Quickie Mart. And it's like, Snake and another man, come in to rob it. He's like, yeah. And okay, maybe you saw, were they wearing plastic bags?
I think there was like the nylon pantyhose.
The nylon pantyhose, because it had a weird knot at the top. I don't know if I've ever... It was just really odd.
It's not a bag. It's the nylon crap that robbers use to like cover their face. Also, if you didn't notice, Snake's tattoo is not colored in. It is just an outline.
Yep. Which is another weird, probably not, animation area, but I think they were more focused on just the general facade of them robbing the Quickie Mart versus, attention to detail. And so Homer now clears the snow in front of the retirement home. And April claims that they are free and they can go anywhere they want. Yeah, let's go inside. I'm cold and frightened. That was great.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then so now we cut to the school where we assume snow day. But Martin falls in because he's walking to school. He's like, I'm not missing school. And Skinner's like, well, classes are going to be canceled. And then Homer, plows the parking lot of the school and the bus pulls in. And
I think he was pulling the bus.
Oh, was he?
I don't know. It was really weird.
Behind him.
It felt like, so watching that scene, because it felt like the vehicles were moving at the same pace, but it's very possible that like Otto was following behind at the exact same pace that Homer was.
Maybe.
To me, I felt like Homer was pulling the school bus because it is a snow day, but it's also possible a school bus is big enough that Otto is just driving it.
Yeah. So now we get a movie moment. And so after Homer averts the possible snow day by plowing a path for the Springfield Elementary School bus, Bart is ambushed and riddled with snowballs, just like Sonny Corleone in The Godfather with bullets.
It's a great I like that moment. That's a great movie moment.
That was a good pull. Good movie moment. Yep. And so now Homer gets the key to the city.
But why?
Because he's a hero. He plowed okay. Now is
he a hero?
Well,
is he a hero? To the kids, he's the villain in this story.
So, okay, what's funny about this is we all know that it snows in Springfield. Like we do with this. The Springfield has winters. Who the hell was plowing the streets before Homer?
Maybe they had a city plow.
And they went out of business, or the city...
They went under because they don't collect taxes?
I don't know.
The guy's like, screw this, I'm gone.
I just thought that was hilarious. Like, I was like, because normally the city... Okay, so schools, post office, garbage,
that's all city.
That's all city, so usually the city plows all that. And then independent contractors like Homer would do driveways, businesses, stuff like that. So
which we saw him doing outside of the school one.
Well, exactly. So I just was wondering, I'm like, okay, so who plows the city? Are there city? I don't know. It just seems really weird that Homer all of a sudden would be getting a medal because Mayor Quimby would be like, well, I'll have our city plow everything. And it's not like Springfield's a big city.
Or because, it's Mayor Quimby. He's not really on the up and up. Maybe it's because, he was able to get rid of the city plows and save some money because Homer was doing all the work.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Let's reward Homer for saving me some money.
And so now we get cut to Moe's, and Moe is giving Homer a free beer for, plowing the city. once again, man, I love the cutback to, well, was it season 1 where where that quote came from, where Mo doesn't give away free alcohol.
Yeah.
And so now, like, literally all the time, Mo's doing nothing but giving away free drinks. And
now, to be fair, in this instance, though, Homer probably plowed so people could get into Mo's and Mo could get, like, business, even though nobody goes to Mo's to drink.
Anyway, yeah. And so, Barney wishes he could be a hero. And then Homer motivates Barney, and Barney runs outside. You'd be the best baby you could be. And then he runs outside straight into his trash can.
I do like the fact that Barney is still dressed as the baby.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It's his job, though. Barney's getting paid to be a big baby. He's gonna stay in character.
Yeah.
And so now we cut to the Simpsons' bedroom, where Marge is calling over Homer all sexily, and they want to snuggle, and she's like, Would you mind wearing the Mr. Plow jacket? And now, I don't know if this is where this is going, but when the writers, when the writers came up with this episode, were they using the sexual innuendo of Mr. Plow for this moment, or was that more of a they came up with Mr. Plow? He's mowing stuff, and he's like, you know what? Let's put this in now, because now this is a sexual innuendo.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that until you just brought it up.
Really? That never came across your mind?
Now, granted, I watched this episode.
Oh, you don't have a dirty mind. I get it. Okay.
Oh, I do. But here's the thing. I watched this episode at like 10 a.m. So like a half an hour after I woke up. Oh. So my brain is not fully functioning a half hour after I woke up. Like, had I watched this in the middle of the day, I might have got the reference.
Okay. Yeah, but no, like when she's like, come on, Mr. Plow.
Oh my God.
Yep. And so you get that, man. That's great. I love it. And so Homer wakes up he's got to be good at something, right? As we learn at the very end of this episode. Yes. So Homer wakes up the next day to see everything has been plowed. And what happened, Robert? What happened?
I don't know. The snow fairy came.
Oh, okay.
It was the snow fairy. No, so we cut outside, and we see a big plow truck with the words "Plow King" on the side. It's plowing everything, and it pulls up to the Simpsons house, rolls down the window, and whose head pops out? It's Lenny. Oh, no, it's Barney. No, apparently Lenny was the first choice to be Mr. Plow, but it didn't make sense with the story.
Yeah.
Clearly didn't make sense. So Barney is the Plow King, and this is now the second time that someone has stole Homer's idea. The first being the Flaming Homer.
Yep.
So Homer needs to just keep his ideas to himself.
Yeah.
Although I don't know
unless it's the car of the Homer. Then he could tell everyone.
Yeah, right. So Barney's like, oh, it's healthy to have a little competition. And then he takes out a gun and shoots Homer's back tires, which, by the way, Barney could go to jail for, because that is considered espionage.
Yeah, but do you really think the cops in Springfield are going to do anything?
No, but it is definitely illegal what Barney did.
Yeah.
So now Barney has his own commercial, and we see a cardboard cutout of Homer in his Mr. Plow attire, and Barney beats the crap out of it. Yeah. And Linda Ronstadt appears in the commercial, voiced by Linda Ronstadt.
Yep. Yeah, it was really, really good. Couple celebrities being themselves.
And Linda's like, hey, save some for me, Mr. Plow King. And she beats the cardboard cutout too.
Yep.
And so Homer is shocked by the commercial, and he asks Barney how he could do that to him after all he has done for Barney. And we get a flashback, and Barney is studying for the SATs, and it's revealed that Barney was a Harvard-bound genius. And Homer comes in, and he's like, hey, Barney, have a beer with me. And so Barney's like, no, I'm studying. And he's like, all right, just one. And like, he drinks it, and his face gets like that drunk look. And he's like, wow, where have you been all my, like, his voice changes. He completely changes his demeanor. And, however, and we'll get to this is 5 seasons away. in Lisa Sachs, we learned that Barney started drinking at a really young age. We'll get into that a little bit later when we get to that episode. We'll put a pin in it here. But in that episode, Barney promised Homer that he wouldn't drink.
Yeah.
So maybe he kept his promise up until this flashback and then started drinking again.
Yeah, I got 2 words for you. Mellow out, man.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. I love those jokes so much. It's like, I got 2 words. Go screw yourself.
Yeah.
So then Homer, goes to plow Adam West's driveway, but he's late. Adam West called him like 30 minutes?
Yeah.
And I do like the fact that he before he goes over to Adam, he goes over to Flanders.
Yep.
He's at Flanders.
And so Barney drives away from the Flanders house, having just plowed their driveway. And Flanders like, thanks, Plow King-a-la-ding. And then Homer pulls up. Flanders, I thought I was your plow man. Homer, I think the other fella didn't do such a good job. Why don't you plow it again? Forget it, pal, as he grabs the cash. I don't need your phony baloney job. I'll take your money, but I'm not going to plow your driveway.
Such a Homer thing to do.
Yep.
So then he goes over to Adam West's apartment, apparently, that West lives in. And Barney, is driving away. He's like, thanks for everything, Superman. Or no, I'll keep your identity secret, Superman. Wrong superhero, Barney. Wrong superhero.
He's drunk. He doesn't know.
And we learned that West actually drives the Batmobile. Then it has a start, like a button to
Push
start
button
the
start.
engine.
Well, yeah. Which I don't think has been invented yet.
No. I think the first one was like within the last 20 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like it's pretty recent.
But I feel like the Batmobile should have a push button start because, it's a Batmobile.
Yeah. So, and I love how it with older cars, when you start it up, it sputters a little bit and takes a while. And there's the Batmobile. Well, I mean, it's from the 60s. It's a 30-year-old car.
Yep.
So now we cut back to the Simpsons house, and I had to pause this because it's really quick, but there is an envelope next to the phone that reads "Missed Payment, Third Notice, Komatsu."
Oh,
because the snowplow, he's
renting it from them, or not renting it, but leasing it. What would you
down
call
payments?
That? Down payments, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like a mortgage type deal.
Yeah.
So Lisa mentions to Homer that he should just make another commercial, and Homer's like, "That's not a bad idea," and he starts to rap. And the cat screams and runs away, and Lisa and Bart are just embarrassed. They're in their own living room.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That was embarrassing. That was very cringe of Homer.
Yeah, parents shouldn't rap.
Nope.
No,
they should not. Nope.
And so then Homer decides to go to McMahon and Tate Advertising. Yep. And for some reason, the guy has a Rubik's Cube on his desk, because, why not? You should, I have my, fun fact, guys. I bought a drinking bird. I bought a drinking bird, and he is awesome, and he is the best. So I would have something like that on my desk.
Yes.
And so the agent invented the radio ad where 2 people talk back and forth annoyingly.
Yes.
And Homer punches him. He's like, yeah, that's not the first time. Now, do you know what he's talking about? I was trying to think of the radio ads that were the only thing I could come up with. I knew he said radio, but I didn't realize he said radio at first. I thought it was those stupid the iPod commercials where he's where the 2 annoying people talking back and forth. That's what the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, well, that's not radio, that's TV.
Now here's the problem with this reference is the only radio I really listened to was when we were in the car with our parents.
Yeah.
And even then I wasn't really listening. So this is a little bit over my head.
Okay. You don't know about that radio ad. I thought maybe in your communications degree classes you went over radio ads or something.
We talked about commercials, but I don't think anything specific ever really came up a lot.
Okay. So we get the avant-garde Mr. Plow commercial, which not even Homer was sure whether or not was promoting his business. And this fake commercial was based on a Russian perfume
Don't even.
Don't even. No,
don't even.
It's a Russian. Kwasi. The commercial the writers saw, and the producers parodied the commercial without permission. However, due to the troubles with international relations between the U.S. and Russia, as of 2009, the producers of the perfume commercial still have been unsuccessful at seeking litigation against The Simpsons.
That's hilarious.
So go The Simpsons for winning that battle.
Well, but here's the other thing too. With United States laws, this would be considered a parody, and under the law, a parody is not infringing on a copyright.
Yeah.
So now, and granted, in Russia, their laws are probably different, but I'm pretty sure they have no legal standing whatsoever.
Yeah.
To sue The Simpsons. But I do love the ad because it's like some woman holding a snow globe, and then like she shatters it, and it's just like, what did they say at the end? It's like Mr. Plow or something.
Yeah.
Like, and I love like none of them. Like I was like, what?
Well, remember like when we used to watch like the Super Bowl commercials, and some Super Bowl commercials they're exactly what it's for. And then some Super Bowl commercials, you're like watching this and you're literally waiting for the end of the commercial to be like, what's it for? And it's like for toothpaste or something random.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my mind went when I saw the commercial. I'm like, it's kind of like those Super Bowl commercials where you really don't know what the commercial's about until like the very end.
Yeah.
And so now on the steps of City Hall again, a ceremony to take the key of the city away from Homer and bestow it on Barney is being held. And Quimby is like, the torch has been passed to a new generation of snowplow people. Come on, give me that key. And then Quimby has to wrestle the key away from Homer. And he sees small little dents in it. And Quimby's like, these look like teeth marks. I thought it was chocolate inside. Well, why was it wrapped in foil? It was never wrapped in foil.
I love it. Oh my god, I love Homer.
That's pretty good.
That's so good.
I like it.
I do have to say though, first of all, Homer should have never gotten the key to the city. I know it was all leading to this joke, and I'm all here for it. But why does Barney get the key now? They're both plowing.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so do you know, I don't think I've ever been to a keys giving ceremony.
No.
I've never, you know what I mean? Like, I've never been to anything like that. And I was wondering, can you give out multiple keys to the city, or does it have to be passed? Like, is a torch?
I feel like you can give multiple keys to the city.
I thought. That's what I thought.
Because I feel like I've heard stories of like people getting keys to a city, and then in the same city, another person getting a key. I think it's multiple keys.
Okay, because I know Kevin Smith got the key to the Red Bank one year, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I feel like it could be a multiple thing. You don't have to pass the torch.
No, it's an honor to get the key to the city.
Yeah.
Now, like usually, like I think they're usually like small, like kind of metals, like the size of a medal. Yeah. Not like a giant key. I could be wrong. Maybe some cities do that. I've never gotten a key to a city because I've never done anything hero worthy.
Yeah.
So
now we get Arnie Pie in the sky is out in the chopper in a blizzard, and he's all crackly, and all of a sudden the feed goes away.
I'm pretty sure Arnie is dead.
Either that or just no,
because they were flying a chopper, and he says, we're heading into a mountain, tell my wife I love, and the thing cuts out. I'm pretty sure Arnie and that helicopter pilot are dead.
No, but I was going to ask you, you could lose feeds from helicopters.
You can.
Especially during storms. I mean,
honestly, I'm surprised they got a feed in the first place. You wouldn't, and
it was a bad feed though.
And to be fair, well, not to be fair, but to be unfair, the TV station should have never sent him into a helicopter in a blizzard.
Yeah. And so
now, don't get me wrong. Like, we had a blizzard a couple of years ago here up in Green Bay in April, and we sent people out into it in cars.
Hey, they sent people out in hurricanes all the time. Maybe not helicopters, but they sent people out in hurricanes.
Yeah.
And tornadoes and a lot of other crazy things.
Yep.
So Arnie was, up at Widow's Peak. So Homer decides to call pretending to be a customer at the forbidding Widow's Peak. And Homer tells Barney that there's a $10,000 bill in it for him, which has all the presidents on it. having a party. And Jimmy Carter is passed out on the couch. I mean, I might do it for that bill if it was real.
It's a fake bill.
Oh, it is? Sad. That's sad.
Well, Barney doesn't know that because Barney's an idiot.
Yep. And so we get Barney sitting in a hot tub with Linda Ronstadt. Apparently they're friends now. Yep. And she wants to record a Spanish version of the Plow jingle for her next album. Which, why would you need a commercial for an album?
Yeah. Well, I mean, The Simpsons have 2 albums.
Right, I guess. And maybe she's just running out of ideas. She's like, you know what? I wrote a really good jingle. I'm going to turn that into a song for an album.
And the reason I believe this joke is in there is because at the time of this episode, she was in the midst of recording a series of Spanish language albums.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably why they did it in this episode.
Yep. And like you mentioned, the commercial she was wearing was a mariachi band guy's outfit during Barney's commercial, which was kind of cool. Yeah. That's a cool pull.
Yeah. So you know, he sends Barney up to Widow's Peak, and because of that, Homer's able to take Barney's business. And I love he goes to this one woman's house, and she's like, "Try not to scrape the asphalt." And as he's walking away, he mumbles, telling her, "Kiss my asphalt."
That's a good joke. I like that line.
So now we cut to another news special where Kent Brockman is reporting on Barney's accident, which I don't know how they knew about that because unless Arnie didn't die and they were able to send him back up there.
Arnie didn't die and saw Mr. the Plow King crash.
And so in this report, Kent Brockman's attire, which includes the glasses, the camera angles, and facial expressions, are a reference to Walter Cronkite's reporting of the JFK shooting.
I love Walter Cronkite.
God, there's so many references in this episode.
I know, it's crazy.
And so, you know, Barney's up on Widow's Peak. He gets out because he doesn't see a house. He burps and he causes an avalanche, which is the accident.
Yep.
Oh, no, it was, no. It wasn't Arnie that caught it. It was people that were out shooting a new episode of Catching Bigfoot.
Oh, that's
they had
right.
To stop rolling
because the dude was wearing a watch.
Yes, that's what it was. So Arnie is still dead in my eyes.
Oh, okay.
And so they caught the accident on camera. And so Homer's like, man, I gotta go save Barney. And in this scene, there is I don't know if it's an animation error or what. So they go to the base of Widow's Peak. And as Marge is telling Homer to be careful, and the wide shot, Maggie's coat is blue. After Homer says the plow is as sure-footed as a mountain goat, we see we zoom out to a mountain goat on top of the mountain, and it tumbles down the hill.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which it's great. And they cut back to them, and Maggie's coat is now orange.
Which, yeah, I'm gonna guess animation error, but yeah, in all future episodes, Maggie's coat is traditionally orange.
Yeah.
For winter.
So,
and she's
maybe the blue,
and she's shaped like a star.
Yeah. Now, interesting. So, is the blue the animation error then?
Yeah.
So now we get, Homer. He's driving up the mountain. He sees a rickety bridge. He's like, "All right, I'll cross it." And him crossing the rickety bridge is a parody of the from the movie Sorcerer, the thriller from 1977. Such a odd reference. I don't even know what the movie's about.
Nope.
They never even heard of it.
Dude, we are still in the realm of Simpsons and their random things.
References. That's the word. So he crosses it, and then he looks down a little ways. There's this brand new, nice, shiny bridge that's just there.
Yep.
That Homer just have. How do you not see that bridge? It's not snowing.
No, because they're on a different road. The bridge would be connected to a different series of roads.
So now we get Homer plowing his way up to Barney, and as he's driving, part of the cliff breaks off, and his car leans, and you can see from Homer's view that perspective. Thank you. That he looks down, and it's just nothing but a death drop.
Yep.
And so to get back on the road, and apparently this joke was written by Conan O'Brien. He turns the radio dial towards the road to to even his car out so he can continue to drive.
I love Conan O'Brien.
It's great. I love it. That's such a cartoon
Yep.
joke.
Yep. I love so that's the one thing that I do appreciate about some of the, not I would call unrealistic things about The Simpsons, but they're pulling from awesome references from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, this is definitely like a Looney Tunes-esque reference, and it's fantastic. So, we get, Barney under snow dying, and he's like, well, I guess I'll go to the afterlife. I can be with my loved ones, like my dad, and that plant I never watered. So, now, I don't remember.
Oh, I've seen Barney's apartment. I definitely could see how he killed a plant.
Well, that's not what I was getting at. I was getting at, have we ever seen Barney's dad? Like in flashbacks or anything?
Let's put a pin in it. Let's keep an eye on flashback episodes with Barney.
So Barney's dad right now is dead. And then so Homer, plows his way up to Barney. He saves Barney. And Barney's like, oh, you saved my life. We'll be partners. And Homer's like, when two best friends work together, not even God can stop them. And then we get the voice of God. Oh, no? And then he melts all the snow, and we get a small scene where we get snowmen melting, which, oh my god, this is a great reference. It's a reference to how the main villains died at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
Awesome. Oh, fantastic.
Just amazing.
Love it.
Just amazing.
Oh, so good. So now, the snow is all melted, and we go back to the old folks' home, and Abe's like, hey, we can go outside again, now that the snow is melted. And then he's like looking around. Well, let's not. I don't like the looks of those teenagers. So are like the boys out front of the retirement home?
Yep. Yep.
And so,
but are they teenagers? I mean, I don't know. Once again, we don't know. We don't know the age of the bullies.
Yep. So now we cut back to the Simpsons house.
Yep. And they're watching Ken Brockman, and he's like,
yes.
Could this record-breaking heat wave be the result of the dreaded greenhouse effect? Well, if 70-degree days in the middle of winter are the price of car pollution, well, you'll forgive me if I keep my old Pontiac.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we all know Ken Brockman's a Republican, and that's all we're going to say about that.
Yep.
And so, yeah, they don't normally have a TV in their bedroom, do they?
It's on Marge's, beauty stand, and it's literally the living room TV.
So maybe they wanted to watch TV, and Homer just carried it upstairs?
I don't know.
Homer wanted to watch bed and TV.
Yes, I know, but oh my god! But I haven't.
Is your brain broken? Did that break your brain?
It broke it. I don't know why they carried the TV up to the room. I don't get it. And then Homer,
because they can't afford. They can't afford a TV for themselves because they're the Simpsons.
So random.
So then Homer gets a phone call, and it's from the Repo Depot, and they're like, yeah, we're just calling to distract you as we take your plow away. And he looks outside, and they drive away.
I'd like to see you try.
No. So, Marge, is going to cheer up Homer, and she's like, homie, wear the jacket, Mr. Plow.
That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
Oh my god.
Pardon me while I plow my wife.
Oh god. So yeah, I really love this episode. References are fantastic. The jokes are, I didn't even get the Mr. Plow joke until Steve mentioned it. It's fantastic. I'm very disappointed in myself. It's so good. The greatest line of all time is in this episode. The waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos. I use that all the time. This episode, without a doubt, is a 5. Everything's coming up Millhouse. It's fantastic. I don't really think there's anything particularly egregiously wrong with this episode. Yeah, there's a couple animation errors. I don't even know if there's really anything to nitpick about outside of maybe the Key to the City ceremony stuff. But even that stuff is really funny. Homer thinking the key was chocolate. Absolute vintage Homer. This is a quintessential viewing episode in my mind.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Plow.
Definitely a top 10. I no other words but 5. Everything's coming up Millhouse. I mean, this is literally a top 10 episode of The Simpsons, and everyone should watch it. I know a lot of posts lately. I don't know if some people are getting into Simpsons, but people are always like on Facebook, oh, give me some top 10 episodes to watch. If I'm like, I usually write just start at season 1 and work your way through them. But if you want a few, Mr. Plow is definitely a winner. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, Flat 5, everything's coming up Millhouse. There's no reason that this episode should not be on anyone's top 10 list. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or viewing list. So go out and watch it. It's amazing. So let's finish off with our character profile. And this week we have the Plow King himself, Barney.
Yep.
How's the world treating you, Mr. Gumble? Okay. His occupation, barfly. Although he does have other occupations like being a big baby and
Plow King.
He does some other few things here and there.
Yeah. How does he make his money? Do we ever learn that? Like how he's able to afford an apartment and to drink all the time?
Well, yeah. There's one thing I'll get to. I'll get in the thing. I'll get to what his source of income is. But he does random here and there jobs like Plow King and being a big baby. His best friends, Homer, Moe, and Duff.
That's not surprising.
Yep. His favorite meal, peanuts from the garbage can and beer from ashtrays.
As we saw in the New Kid on the Block.
Yep.
Where he drinks beer from an ashtray.
Yep. He's an expert on the sting of mace.
Yeah.
Yep. Cheese omelets, which we see him make for Homer. Yeah. And belching.
Well, it's Mr. Gumble.
Yep. And regular source of income, the Springfield Sperm Bank.
So does he donate or does he actually work there?
I was going on the donation side, but
okay.
I see him working there because you cannot pass the profile test for donating sperm. And I don't know how alcohol affects your sperm count, but I feel like it's not good.
No, alcohol is bad for sperm count.
Yeah. So maybe he works there. Well, I think this is a reference in a later episode, so we'll put a pin in that. Past shames. Dropped his cummerbund in the toilet at a high school reunion.
Yep.
And mistook a Girl Scout meeting for an AA meeting, which we have not gotten to yet. So shh. All right, guys. Let's close it out where you can find us on all our social medias. Facebook, The Simpsons Did It Podcast. Instagram, The Simpsons Did It Pod. Twitter, Simpsons Did It PC. Like always, if you'd like to donate to our podcast, check us out on buymeacoffee.com/Simpsons Did It. All your donations will go towards merch. Right now we have stickers to give everyone that donates. So keep the money coming and we'll eventually make some more stuff for you. Yep. And then lastly, make sure to check out our YouTube channel, like and subscribe and comment on all of our, viewings of all our old episodes on there. Currently at the recording of this episode, we're at 34 subscribers. So that's kind of cool. We're getting people that are actively listening as I post them. So that's kind of cool. And hopefully in about, I think it's 3 weeks, in about 3 to 4 weeks, we'll have a phone number that goes to a voicemail that you'll guys be able to leave voicemails for us, whether giving us your input on episodes, what you like about us, what you don't like. So I think it's kind of a cool way to interact with our fans. And if your voicemail is awesome, we'll add it into the end of episodes. So we'll discuss this further on as we get closer to having the voicemail up and running, because we're hopefully going to have a special guest do our voicemail for us. So that's still in the works right now, which is why the voicemail's not live as of this recording. So hopefully we'll have it up for you guys to leave voicemails for. So until next time, I'm Steven Skolansky.
I'm your co-host, Robert Skolansky.
And this has been The Simpsons Did It. Shh.